Now, on 10 News at 6. A woman spots a drunk driver and calls 911, but no one answered. 10 investigates the continuing problems at Pasco 911. Plus, a medical breakthrough, the new device Bay Area surgeons are using to fight cancer. Then, after strong storms blast through the Bay Area, find out what's coming next.
Good evening, I'm Reginald Roundtree.
And I'm Dion Lim. Thanks for staying with us. Developing right now a possible shooting at a school bus in Tampa. Now, police say it all happened in the area of Waters Avenue and 17th Street, where 4 teens on the bus were not hurt. 10 News reporter Kendra Conlon is live for us with the bus and new details. Kendra?
And Deanna, we know those 4 kids on between ages 13 and 16. I can tell you tonight that no one was hurt. You can see they've moved the bus here underneath an awning here to investigate. Take a look at where the bus was hit by 3 bullets or possibly a BB gun. But at this point, Tampa police do believe it is likely shots from a gun there above the U in bus, as well as that side window there, and in between the H and E when it says stop when the red light's flashing. Now, the school bus driver actually heard the gunfire and then called Tampa police, called 911 just after 4 o'clock. He had been driving the bus down the road near Waters and 17th, and that's when he heard the gunfire. He actually drove to the area of 22nd and Sly. Officers arrived on the scene, and again, they have moved the bus here to investigate. Now, one of the students on the bus possibly saw a shooter. Right now, police are in the area canvassing, looking for who may have shot at this school bus. Now, this is actually a bus that does not belong to the school district. The bus belongs to a private nonprofit organization called AMI Kids. It's a program that has housing and alternative education for boys, either in the juvenile justice or the foster care system. Certainly a scary, intense moment for them on their way home, likely from school to their house. Tampa police are still investigating exactly where they had been along the route when these gunshots rang out. Again, they believe gunshots, not a BB gun, but are still investigating and look at who could have possibly targeted this school bus. And they're also looking into a motive why. We'll continue to follow this story and bring you more as soon as we have it. Live in Tampa, Kendra Conlon, 10 News.
Now it's a 10 weather alert to tell you about. Much of the Bay Area just coming off of a tornado watch tonight. But the rain, like you see here in Pasco County, isn't letting up just yet. 10 Weather Chief Meteorologist Jim Van Fleet is watching on Storm Tracker 10.
Still have some heavy rain in Sarasota, Manatee, Hardy, and Polk County. Good evening, friends. Hope you've had a good day today. We have been tracking the rain, as you know, Bobby Duskin, since early this morning up in the Panhandle, tracking that line headed across our counties. And I think the cloud cover that hit a little bit earlier ahead of the rain made all the difference in keeping our severe threat down compared to other areas in the state that didn't fare so well. Moderate to heavy showers still coming down from about MacDill and Bayshore Boulevard eastward into Polk County tonight. We have expired the tornado watch, actually been canceled as expected for us, as again, we saw a lot of the atmosphere stabilize with the rain moving in. Wind gusts below severe limits, around 43 to 44 miles per hour from Bel Air Beach to areas of Weeki Wachee from reported weather stations. But take a look at all the severe weather reports up around the I-10 corridor from Jacksonville back to Tallahassee. That's where we had our confirmed EF2 tornado and our sister property, the Tallahassee Democrat. Look at these pictures, absolutely incredible from the damage coming in from that system. Coming up, I'll be talking about your cold weather, freezing temperatures for some of you coming up at 6:15. I'll have the latest. But let's head back to the anchor desk and talk more about this tornado that hit the Panhandle today.
Jim, cars flipped and fences just torn down as that tornado hits a prison in the Panhandle. And look at this. You can see there 2 staff members even had to be hospitalized because of that damage. Now, the Calhoun Correctional Institute, that's near Bluntstown, and that's where the storm hit at about 4 o'clock this morning. 10 News Capitol reporter Garen Flowers is there right now with a look at the damage.
That tornado caused pretty extensive damage. You can see the prison is a good distance behind me, and debris has flown pretty far away from the facility. Banged up cars, a knocked down fence, and debris scattered everywhere showed just how bad the storm struck the Calhoun Correctional Institution. All day, tow trucks went to work, and utility crews checked on several power lines. The tornado touched down on the prison around 4 a.m. Monday morning. 2 correctional officers in their cars at the time suffered just minor injuries. The Calhoun County Sheriff is keeping a positive outlook on the situation that could have been more devastating.
And so it could have been a lot worse. Nobody seriously injured. We can fix all the damage and move forward.
The Florida Department of Corrections says the prison is secure and no inmates were injured. The sheriff added, even though the damage did occur, he's glad because it could have been much worse. In Calhoun County, Garen Flowers, 10 News.
Well, new tonight, you called 911 in times of an emergency, and you expect an immediate response. But 10 Investigates found another problem with Pasco 911 and unanswered calls. Investigator Mike Deason, who has been telling us about several problems within the agency, is here with a story that you'll see only on 10. Mike?
Well, Reg, as you're well aware, in the past, we have told you about 4 Pasco 911 operators falling asleep on the job, a woman dying because another operator wouldn't help a caller trying to do the Heimlich maneuver, and now we have a woman frustrated because she believes she might have stopped a multi-car accident Saturday night if the 911 operator would only have picked up the phone.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
There was a 1, 2, maybe 3 car accident.
Oh my God. It's okay, don't move.
These are just some of the 911 calls following this terrible accident Saturday night on the Suncoast Parkway. It's an accident Heidi Damon thought she could prevent when she saw someone passing her car going 100 miles an hour.
I actually called 911 to explain that I've just witnessed a drunk driver or an impaired driver and come out and do something about it.
And while Damon's cell phone shows she was on the line for 55 seconds, the Pasco 911 operator never picked up the phone.
I was horrified. So then when I saw the accident happen as I'm driving, I slowed down again and called 911 again, now reporting the accident. They didn't answer.
The second time, the phone rang and rang for 43 seconds.
That infuriates me because 911 is supposed to be that always there, no matter night and day.
During that period, we had 54 calls, 21 of which were 911 calls.
Pasco Assistant Administrator Randy Tabess says several of the calls were to report the accident, but it appears Damon was the only one to report a potential drunk driver in hopes of preventing it.
If we hadn't had any reports of a drunk driver that I'm aware of.
So is 55 seconds acceptable?
55 seconds for what?
The waiting for the call to be answered?
Well, no, as I'm saying,
yeah.
There's many different things happening in the county at that period of time.
Now, Pasco County, which has gone through several 911 directors, says they answer more than 90% of their calls in 10 seconds or less. Heidi Damon says the fact they couldn't answer 2 of her calls in a short period of time makes that claim hard to believe. In the newsroom, Mike Deason, 10 Investigates.
Meantime, new information out of Pasco County, where a 4th hole has opened up in Holiday. Take a look. This is the latest hole right here. And tonight, we're learning that the county will not pay to fill any of the holes. Now, all 4 holes opened up in Holiday in just 1 week. The first sinkhole, you'll remember, opened up a week ago today off of Tort Street. That swallowed a car and caused the evacuation of 6 homes. The next day, another sinkhole opened up in the very same location. On Friday, a depression opened up in the roadway off of Bailey's Bluff Road, and then Saturday, another hole opened up in front of a home on Rosedale Lane. Now, here's where they're all located here on the map. The hole that opened up on Rosedale Lane is just about a mile northeast of the 2 sinkholes on Tort Street. And that's where we find 10 News reporter Emerald Morrow. She's getting answers for us tonight, finding out who exactly is going to pay to fill these holes. And Emerald, what's next for the folks who are living there?
Well, right now it's a waiting game for the people living here, but a geologist I spoke with who's working on the site says his team is putting together a plan of action that could go into effect this week.
It's like nothing new to me, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of used to it already. It's Florida.
And with Florida comes lots of sinkholes.
That's a new one. You can't worry about it. It happens, it happens.
And it happened twice on Torch Lane in this Holiday community. And less than a mile away, people living on Rosedale Lane found themselves in a similar situation.
You don't really know what's going on underneath these grounds, you know, so I mean, of course, it's a little concern.
And so are Pasco County officials, but when it comes to repairs, they say they have no plans to pay for the damage since it's on private property.
And we won't expend public dollars for that, then that will fall on the homeowner's insurance.
And while those living here try to pick up the pieces of their lives, geologists hired by the mobile home park are working to figure out what went wrong and how much it will cost to fix.
We'll be filling the two big sinkholes that are obvious. They'll be packed with sand and maybe some grout will be injected down and dumped in the limestone.
And as far as that hole on Rosedale, the geologist says it's possible it could be on the same fracture line as the sinkholes here. But the bottom line is that sinkholes are not predictable and they can happen anywhere. One reason why experts say it's so important to have sinkhole insurance, whether you own or rent. Reporting live in Holiday, Emerald Morrow, 10 News.
Coming up, a medical breakthrough.
Yeah, imagine an invasive surgery that is less invasive. Coming up, meet the robot and the surgeons behind the rare machine located right here in the Bay Area.
10 News Closed Captioning is brought to you by Culpeper Curlin. Aggressive, tenacious, Culpeper Curlin.
Congratulations, you just bought a new home. The bad news? No one told you about the sinkhole underneath. What are your rights? Sinkholes, buyer beware. Tonight at 11 on 10 News.
Next wheel.
Viva Las Vegas.
She has the car. She has the million wedge.
I'm gonna go for it.
The gambling bug's got her. Will it pay off?
Wheel celebrates Vegas.
Tonight at 7 on 10 News.
When it comes to pet accessories, you just can't beat Ross. You'll find a great selection at unbeatable savings. This dog bed is $35 elsewhere, but if you want it for less than $16, you gotta go to Ross.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know genies can be really literal?
No.
What is your wish?
No. Okay, $1 million.
Oh, no.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
When it comes to Medicare Advantage HMO plans, you've got to ask yourself,
is yours really optimized for you?
with Optimum Healthcare, there are 0 monthly premiums on most plans, 0 copays on Tier 1 preferred generics.
0 cost for primary care visits, and we have low hospital copays.
With Optimum Healthcare, you can even choose a plan that gives you a Part B premium refund back each month.
We each get up to $104.90 back every month in our Social Security checks.
That's $1,258.80 a year for each of us.
Call Optimum at 1-866-755-3340.
0 cost for preventive exams, 0 cost for fitness memberships.
You can even choose $29 to $46 savings in over-the-counter items.
Call Optimum now at 1-866-755-3340 for a seminar near you and receive a $10 Walgreens gift card with no obligation to enroll.
It's your life. Make the optimum choice.
Optimum Healthcare.
Chevrolet is the most awarded car company of the year. So it's no surprise that Chevy Silverado is the most awarded pickup of 2014.
Here's a simple recipe for success. Before you slice, simmer, or serve, go to Ross and save. If you want everything you need for cooking and entertaining at incredible savings, you gotta go to Ross.
Grab dinner at Bob Evans. Try a 3-course turkey dinner for just $10.99.
Get up to the minute news coverage with Lightning Internet, only from Bright House Networks. Serious Internet for today's tech-savvy families.
Tonight on CBS 10 News, 8 o'clock, 2 Broke Girls, 8:30, The Millers, 9 o'clock, Scorpion, 10 o'clock, NCIS Los Angeles. Then 10 News at 11 o'clock, and make sure you stay for the Late Show with an appearance from actor Jason Sudeikis and Allison Janney.
Well, it's a medical breakthrough that surgeons are calling a game changer in the fight against cancer. The next generation in robotic surgery is giving patients a better chance at recovery.
10 News Sarasota newsroom reporter Isabel Mascareñas explains how this new robot allows doctors to go places in the body that they couldn't go before.
This will memorize the surgery.
Without using a scalpel and only his perfectly coordinated hands and feet,
Dr. Kenneth Meredith demonstrates the latest technology in robotic surgery called the Da Vinci Xi.
Switch it one hand to another, we can turn it.
All while sitting 15 to 20 feet from a patient.
It's a game changer.
And Sarasota Memorial Hospital officials say SMH is the only place you'll find it on Florida's Gulf Coast. And leading the team is Meredith, a world leader in robotic surgery. The Da Vinci Xi allows surgeons to perform minimally invasive surgery for complicated cancers and other conditions. The latest Da Vinci model gives doctors greater reach, 15 times more visualization, allowing surgeons to have more control and precision over each movement.
The visualization is so much better that you can actually get lymph nodes in places you couldn't get before.
The robot's arms, including 3 hands and one 3D 8mm camera, are interchangeable.
You could never do that before.
Recovery is faster too, from months to weeks and even days, compared to a traditional open surgery.
Cancer-related outcomes actually are comparable to open, if not better.
Since surgeons can see more, Meredith says they can target hidden cancers during surgery that may have gone undetected. In Sarasota, Isabel Mascareñas, 10 News.
Tracking storms, alerting you, protecting your family. It's time for 10 Weather.
Well, good evening, friends. Hope you've had a good day today. The rain pretty much arrived right on schedule. If it's been a day or two since you've seen a forecast, we were talking almost for a week now that this would be our rainy day, and then the cold comes in behind it, and it is not a short-lived cold snap. This will be a 2 or 3 day cold snap coming your way. But first, let's dive into what's left of the rain, which of course hit early today for a lot of us. We are still seeing moderate to heavy showers coming down in Sarasota, Bradenton, Wauchula, around Waimama, and areas of Winter Haven, Bartow, and Lakeland. And they'll move on over the next couple of hours. It's going to take a little bit before we can clear out. In fact, I think up until late evening, we're still seeing rain around the Bay Area, but focusing on south and east. Now, our tornado watch has been canceled. We'll talk about the freeze watches in a moment. I want to take you chronologically through this so we don't jump around on you and just kind of paint the puzzle from one beginning to end, and it all makes sense. And as we have the last bit of rain going through Manatee, Sarasota, Hillsborough, and Pinellas County, that will be keeping up for the evening hours, our temperatures before we start to see those fall off. This is what it looked like, I'm sure, outside a lot of your windows. Wind gusts up to 45 is what we've seen on the Sky 10 network from the storms as they came in. Brooksville, one of the higher wind gusts we saw. Most of the Bay Area, it was around 30 to 33 miles per hour on the wind gusts. And you can see from our Sky 10 network over Tampa International Airport, again, just heavy rain and showers off and on through a good part of the day from about lunchtime, early afternoon. This is I-275. This is on the north end of the bridge here coming into Tampa. This is the traffic you're seeing here getting off. And so as it is backed up, you can see the white lights all the way past the hump there. If you're expecting somebody home, you're probably going to be a little bit late or later than normal arriving time getting home tonight across the bridges. 68 is our current temperature, and we'll see that come up and down a little bit. It'll fluctuate with the rain. When the rain is heavy, the temperature comes down a degree or two. When it lets up or just goes to cloudy skies, it'll come up a degree or two. But basically low 70s and upper 60s for tonight. And then in the middle of the night, all the rain will be gone. We'll have some cloud cover holding on, but we're getting just a taste of the cold weather when we step outside in the morning. Windy and low 50s for Hillsborough and Pinellas County, mid 40s for Citrus and Hernando County. That's not even the cold stuff yet. We will not warm up. The entire day will basically, what you get when you step outside is what it will feel like when you come back home. So a day that is raw, windy. We'll get the sunshine back second half of the day, but it just never will feel warm. In fact, with the winds fluctuating between 10 and 30 miles an hour, even when the skies clear out, it will likely feel like 30s, even with the sun coming back. So near the water, or if you live by the water, anywhere around the bay or the beach is expecting northwest and north wind 10 to 30 knots. So obviously not a safe day for boating, but we just want to get you the conditions if you live by the water, since so many do. Low tides at 5:25 and high tides at 11:46 in the morning. Now, looking ahead to Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning, that's where these watches will come into play. It's a hard freeze watch for Citrus and Levy County. It's a freeze watch for areas of Hernando and inland Pasco County, basically east of 19, to help kind of give a geographical reference. Now, those will be because of this. Wake up temperatures Wednesday morning, 37 downtown Tampa, 37 Palm Harbor, 39 in Clearwater and Bel Air Beach, but 20s for Crystal River, Homosassa Springs, so you know more rural parts will be even colder, 31 in Spring Hill and Brooksville, 43 for Sarasota and around Venice, and temperatures in the 30s in Polk County too, around Lakeland, Bartow, and Haines City, about 36 to 39 degrees. Now, after that, in your 7-day forecast, one more chilly morning on Thursday at 44 degrees in Tampa, but we'll warm up to about 70 degrees for your high. So you can see in your 7-day forecast, we are cold for about 72 hours, but do warm up by Friday and Saturday afternoon. We're seeing highs back in the mid to upper 70s. Now, you can keep up with Storm Tracker 10 or weather briefings where we're talking about the cold, what the models are saying, and what we're expecting over the next few days. All you have to do is hit the weather section at WTSP.com.
Well, he's been called the kind of man you want your children to be coached by. Others call him a good friend.
But it's not enough for the University of Florida to keep Will Muschamp on his football team. What the coach is saying about his firing coming up next.
Ah, the bold new Camry. You can get a great deal during Toyotathon. I love the new look. And it's
Get up to the minute news, traffic, and weather updates when you need them with Lightning Internet. Only from Bright House Networks. Serious internet for today's tech-savvy families. Now, time for 10 Sports from the Suncoast Hyundai Dealers Sports Desk.
Hey, sports fans, this came as no surprise. Will Muschamp stepping down as head coach. Just some of the details, like the official news release said that Muschamp was told that he was stepping down, and he has to coach the final 2 games. That's got to be uncomfortable. Well, Will Muschamp came to Gainesville with no head coaching experience, so he failed there, but he maintained there is talent on this team.
They got a deep and talented roster, so don't let that new guy tell you he ain't got no players. I'll tell you that right now. They got some good football players in that locker room. I feel like we've headed the right direction at quarterback as far as the depth and quality of the guys you got in the room, both lines of scrimmage, as talented as secondaries I've been around as far as those guys coming back.
And now to the early list of possible next Gator coaches. It did include Oklahoma's Bob Stoops until today when Stoops was questioned and said, quote, "No, I'm not a candidate, end of question." All right. How about the Mike Evans show in Washington on Sunday? Finally, the Bucs won and looked pretty good doing it, especially the rookie from Texas A&M. His last 3 games have been outstanding.
I feel like, I'm in college again. Just playing fast, just having fun out there. Not worrying about winning or losing, just, going playing hard and just having fun, and it's paying off.
He hasn't disappointed us at all, but he's still a rookie. For the most part, he didn't sit in first class. He's back with the rest of the rookies somewhere back on the plane and just earning his stripes, with our football team.
And you can add the Cincinnati Bengals to the Bucs and the other teams who were questioned by the DEA after Sunday's games. It stems from former players' lawsuits and the improper use of painkillers like Percocet and Toradol. Reg?
Making our community proud tonight, the Tarpon Springs High School Outdoor Performance Ensemble took first place in a huge national competition over the weekend. The marching band came out on top of dozens of schools at the Bands of America Championship in Indianapolis. They won it with its show called Man vs. Machine. The band has also received outstanding awards for outstanding music and performances and outstanding general effect. Congratulations to all of the spongers up there in Tarpon Springs.
And look at how much coordination it takes to get all those people together.
They got it together.
Great job. All right, that's it for 10 News at 6, everybody. We'll see you right back here tonight at 11.
Breaking news 24/7 live, local radar, WTSP.com is always on. Have a good night and do take care.